All right, so today we're going to be looking at Night of Cake and Puppets.
Oh, yeah.
Um, this one is a novella
Yes.
spinning off of Laini Taylor's Daughter of Smoke and Bones series,
Yep.
and specifically focuses on Susanna and Mink.
Yes.
So we're going to be seeing their kind of sort of first date.
Right.
But it's from both sides.
Yeah.
Which is really fun.
It is.
And Susanna is pulling out all the stops for this.
She is.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah. What I really love about this novella is how Laini Taylor manages to just weave whimsy and romance together so well.
Yeah.
You know, Susanna isn't just head over heels for Mech. She's bold and artistic and resourceful. And she's got these wish-granting beads called scuppies that she uses to kind of orchestrate this whole evening.
Yeah.
And her plan to win makeover is anything but typical.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not your typical dinner in a movie.
No, it is not.
We are talking a full-blown treasure hunt that she's put together to lead Mick to her. It's creative, it's audacious, it's a little crazy.
A little bit, yeah.
But seeing it unfold from both of their perspectives is what really makes it fun.
Oh, absolutely. I think that dual perspective is one of the things that is key to this story.
Yeah.
You see Susanna scheming and coming up with this elaborate plan, and then you see Mac's genuine reactions to what's happening.
Right.
He starts off kind of skeptical, but there's something about this whole mystery, the artistry of it all, that just draws him in.
Well, and it starts with her trying to plant a clue in his violin case.
Right.
But of course, there's a snag.
Always a snag.
Always a snag.
Yes.
This opera singer, Cynthia Palumbo,
Oh, yeah.
holds her up,
Right.
demands coffee.
Then complains about cigarette butts being in the coffee.
Yeah.
Diva much.
Total diva moment.
Right.
But this is where we really see Susanna's quick thinking come into play.
Yes.
Setback, no problem. She uses a scuppy to animate this devil marionette that's outside a tourist shop.
Yep.
It catches Mick's eye, and boom, he's on the treasure hunt trail.
He's hooked.
That first clue is a beautifully made origami butterfly. Yes.
With one instruction on it. Carpe diabolus.
Seize the devil.
Mick is very confused,
Yes.
but intrigued enough to grab the puppet and follow along.
He is.
Little does he know what he's getting himself into.
This is where I think Mick's personality really shines through.
Yeah.
He could have just dismissed this as, you know, a prank or something silly.
Right.
But he's an artist himself. He's a violinist.
Wow.
So I think he has this inherent appreciation for creativity and the unexpected.
Yeah.
So he's intrigued.
Yeah.
And Susanna has tapped into something that resonates with him, even if he's not fully aware of what that is yet.
And it just keeps getting more elaborate from there.
Yes.
So the next stop on the treasure hunt is Poison Kitchen.
Uh-huh.
Now, Poison Kitchen is this really cool cafe that Susanna and her best friend Karu like to hang out at.
Right.
But guess who shows up?
Oh, carve out.
Casimir Andraska.
Guru's ex.
Not someone you want to run into.
And there is definitely bad blood there.
There is.
So Susanna's first instinct is scuppy-fueled revenge.
Of course.
But then she sees Mick approaching. So her priorities shift.
They do.
Looks like love wins out over vengeance tonight.
It does.
And she uses another steppy to light a sparkler that's hidden inside an angel puppet,
Yes.
just as Mick walks in the door.
What an entrance.
It really highlights those split-second decisions that we make when we're falling for someone.
It does. It's a really great example of how Taylor layers the story, too.
Yeah.
You see Susanna's playful side. You see her loyalty to her friend, but also this intense desire to impress Mick,
Right.
all wrapped up in this one charged moment.
Okay, so picture this courtyard angel puppet sparkler. Mick.
Oh, no.
Susanna's hiding, waiting.
Yeah.
He's just vanished.
What?
Talk about a crushing blow after all that effort.
Wait.
Makes you wonder, did he even get the clue?
I know the suspense is killing me.
Right.
You feel so bad for Susanna because she's put so much effort into this night, and it seems like it's been a total flop. It's a good reminder that sometimes even the best-laid plans can go sideways.
Yeah.
And sometimes love is a gamble no matter how much you try to control it.
Right.
Yeah.
But back at the mermaid bench, Susanna finds a note tucked inside the angel puppet.
Oh.
And guess what?
Yeah.
It's Mick's own treasure map.
He made a treasure map.
He made a treasure map.
That's so sweet.
Now it's Mick leading the dance.
I love it.
And his map is adorable.
I bet.
It's literally a smiley face self-portrait and walk slowly scribbled on it.
That's great.
Total contrast to Susanna's very intricate scheme,
Yeah.
but just as heartfelt.
I love it.
And where does it lead?
Where?
The most romantic spot imaginable.
Oh.
The Devil's Stream.
Okay.
Think quaint mill-wheel, snow-covered dock, playing his violin, fairy tale vibes, anyone.
Yes, the setting is perfect.
Right.
It's like Laini Taylor just transports you right to this quiet haven.
Yeah.
In the middle of the city. You can practically hear the snow crunching underfoot and the soft melody of his violin.
And Zuzana has to climb a wall to get to him, which adds the element of adventure.
Yeah.
So their first meeting is all awkward smiles and blushes. Very pure first date energy.
Yeah.
And you can practically feel the sparks fly.
Oh, I bet. And let's not forget all the effort that Meek put in, too.
Yeah.
He's got tea from Poison Kitchen, a Sacre Torte. He even has a rowboat waiting.
Yeah.
He's not just following along. He's actively creating this special moment for them.
Okay, speaking of special moments, remember that ice orb that Zuzana hid in the angel puppet?
Yeah.
Well, it finally melts,
Okay.
revealing the message, Carpe puella Zuzana.
So, seize the girl Zuzana.
Basically,
Pretty bold.
quite the statement. But
Yeah.
here's the thing.
What?
Meek doesn't actually speak Latin.
Oh.
So he's not 100% sure what it means.
Oh, no.
But their conversation about it is hilarious.
No.
They talk about sandwiches and bicycles and Roman unicycles.
Oh, really?
It's this perfect blend of awkwardness and genuine connection.
I love that.
But Mick is still struggling to carpe
Okay.
to make his move.
Yeah.
So he decides to write Zuzana a note. And this is where things get really magical. It's like a reminder that sometimes the simplest gestures are the most romantic.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be fancy or elaborate.
Yeah.
His note might be a little clumsy, but it comes from the heart, and that's what really matters.
Exactly.
And as he's writing, guess what appears in the snow?
What?
Magical peacock footprints.
Oh, wow.
It's like the universe is giving him a little nudge,
Yeah.
confirming that something extraordinary is happening.
I love that.
And then finally, the kiss.
The kiss.
Laini Taylor's description of this kiss is so evocative.
I bet.
You can practically feel the warmth, the tenderness, the intensity of this moment.
Yeah.
It's just this beautiful portrayal of first love and
Yeah.
how it can completely transform your world.
It really can. Zuzana describes it as feeling like a lighthouse suddenly bursting to life.
Yeah.
Radiating heat and light that she never knew she possessed.
Uh-huh.
It's such a powerful metaphor for the awakening of her heart
Right.
and the realization of her own capacity for love.
Yeah, and it's not just Zuzana who experiences this shift.
Right.
Remember those peacock footprints that Mick mentioned?
Yeah.
Well, they reappear right there on the dock after the kiss.
No way.
Solidifying his belief in the magic of the night.
Wow.
It's like the universe is giving them a wink,
Yeah.
saying, yep, this is something special.
I love that.
So as the night winds down, Zuzana takes a moment to reflect on everything that's happened. She's gone from carefully orchestrating this perfect first date
Yeah.
to experiencing something real, something raw and unpredictable.
And it's a beautiful moment of growth for her.
Yeah.
She's still the same Zuzana,
Right.
but with this newfound understanding of what love can be.
It's messy. It's spontaneous. It doesn't always follow the script.
And it's not just about the romance either.
Right.
Throughout the novella, Laini Taylor subtly weaves in these themes of art and creativity.
And finding magic in everyday moments.
Like Zuzana's puppetry and Mick's music.
Yeah.
It all becomes this language they both understand.
It does.
This way to express themselves and connect on a deeper level.
It reminds us that creativity isn't just for artists.
Yeah.
It's a way of looking at the world, a way of approaching life with a sense of wonder and possibility.
And Zuzana's elaborate date wasn't just about winning Mick over.
Right.
It was about expressing her unique personality,
Yeah.
her passion for art and whimsy.
Absolutely. And Mick, being an artist himself, totally gets it.
Yeah.
He doesn't dismiss it as childish or silly.
Right.
He sees the beauty in it,
Yeah.
the thoughtfulness behind it.
Yeah.
It's like their shared love of art becomes this bridge between them,
Right.
even before they fully understand their feelings for each other. And that brings us to one of the central messages of the story.
Okay.
It's not about the grand gestures. It's about the genuine connection.
Yeah.
Yes, Zuzana's plan was elaborate and over the top.
Right.
But what ultimately wins Mick over is her sincerity,
Yeah.
her willingness to be vulnerable and share her true self with him.
And Mick reciprocates that vulnerability.
Yeah.
He steps outside of his comfort zone, embraces the magic of the night,
Right.
and shows Susanna that he's not just a passive participant in her scheme, but an active partner in creating something special between them.
And their interactions are so full of warmth and humor.
They are.
Even when they're fumbling through those awkward moments.
Right.
It's a reminder that real connection isn't about perfection.
Yeah.
It's about embracing those imperfections, those moments of awkwardness and laughter.
Right.
And finding joy in that shared journey. It's like they're both learning to let go of control.
Yeah.
To trust the process and allow themselves to be surprised by what unfolds. Right. Speaking of surprises, let's talk about that last scuppy.
Okay.
The little red bead that Susanna decides to keep as a souvenir.
Yeah, that last scuppy becomes this powerful symbol.
Right.
It represents potential, the possibility of future magic and adventure.
Yeah.
But instead of immediately using it to create another grand gesture,
Right.
Susanna chooses to hold on to it.
It's like a symbol of her newfound confidence.
Yeah.
She's not relying on magic tricks to win love anymore.
Right.
She trusts in the connection she's built with Mick.
Yeah.
In the power of their shared journey.
And it speaks to a larger theme of growth and maturity. Throughout the story, we see Susanna transform.
Right.
From a girl who tries to control every aspect of her life.
Yeah.
To a young woman who's learning to embrace the unknown. To trust in the flow of life and love.
It's a beautiful message.
It is.
It's about finding that balance between intention and surrender. Between planning and allowing yourself to be surprised. And that brings us back to you, the listener.
Yeah.
What resonates with you most about this story?
What lessons can you take away from Susanna and Mick's magical journey? This novella encourages us to think about the role of creativity and playfulness in our own lives.
Yeah.
It reminds us that love doesn't always follow a predictable script.
Right.
And that sometimes the most magical moments are the ones that unfold organically, fueled by a shared sense of adventure.
Yeah.
And a willingness to embrace the unexpected.
It's about finding those sparks of connection.
Yeah.
Those moments that make life feel a little bit brighter,
Right.
a little bit more enchanting.
And it's about trusting that even when things don't go according to plan,
Yeah.
there's always the potential for something beautiful to emerge from the chaos.
Okay, so we've talked about Susanna and McMahon. We've talked about the magic, the romance, the scuppies.
Uh-huh.
But all of this is happening in Prague.
Right.
How much do you think the city itself really adds to the overall atmosphere of Night of Cake and Puppets?
Oh, I think it's essential. Yeah. I mean, Laini Taylor doesn't just set the story in Prague. She uses the city as a character, a backdrop that's both romantic and a little surreal.
Right.
When you think about Prague, you think about cobblestone streets and snow-covered rooftops and these ancient bridges.
Right.
It all just enhances that fairy tale vibe.
Yeah, and she describes it in such vivid detail.
She does.
You know those hidden courtyards, those quirky little cafes, the puppet theaters?
Yeah.
It's like you can practically smell the trittleneck and hear the street musicians.
Right. You just want to book a flight immediately.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And each location that Susanna chooses for the treasure hunt adds to that symbolism.
It does.
You know, the tourist shop with the devil puppet.
Right.
The courtyard with the angel and the sparkler.
Yeah.
The quiet dock on the Devil's Stream.
Oh.
They all play a role in shaping that atmosphere.
Yeah.
And deepening the meaning of Mick's journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think each stop on that treasure hunt is like a step deeper into this magical world that Susanna has created.
Right.
But also a step deeper into her heart.
And it's not just those physical locations.
Yeah.
It's those little details that Laini Taylor sprinkles in. You know, the quotes from Roald Dahl and Picasso, the nods to Czech folklore, the descriptions of the food and the music.
It just immerses you in this really rich and vibrant world.
Right. It makes you want to go find your own magical city.
It does.
Your own hidden corners to explore.
Yes.
So for our listener, is the big takeaway here, go book a trip to Prague?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But I think more than that.
Okay.
It's about being open to the magic that exists in our own surroundings.
Okay.
It's about paying attention to those little details, those hidden gems that make a place special.
Right.
And it's about finding ways to infuse our own lives with that same sense of wonder and enchantment.
So maybe it's not recreate Susanna's date exactly,
Right.
but find your own way to make the ordinary extraordinary. That's the lesson.
Yeah, and Night of Cake and Puppets shows us that Sometimes the most magical moments are the ones we don't plan for.
Right.
Those serendipitous encounters, those spontaneous bursts of creativity, those unexpected connections
Yeah.
that catch us off guard
Right.
and remind us of the beauty and wonder of life.
Like when Mick decides to write Zuzana a note
Yeah.
instead of trying to force that Carpe Puella moment.
Exactly. It's clumsy.
Yeah.
It's heartfelt.
Right.
And it leads to those magical peacock footprints appearing.
Yeah. It's like the universe rewarding him
It is.
for being genuine and authentic.
Yeah, exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what's the final thought you want to leave our listener with?
I think it's just a reminder that we all have the power to create our own magic.
Yeah.
It might not involve scuppies or elaborate treasure hunts,
Right.
but it's about bringing that same sense of playfulness, creativity, and intention to our everyday lives.
It's about looking for those sparks of joy, those moments of connection.
Absolutely.
So those experiences that make us feel alive.
Yeah.
And remembering that even on the rainiest of days, there's always a little bit of magic waiting to be discovered.
There it is.
If we just open our hearts and minds to it.
Beautifully said.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Laini Taylor's Night of Cake and Puppets.
Yeah, this was a fun one.
We hope you've enjoyed exploring these themes of love and creativity and magic with us.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep creating.
Keep the magic alive.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.